So it's family time because everyone is talking about family or Parivar.
And family is very important in India, the Indian concept of family. And that is why it was Chaiwala in 2014, it was Chowkidar in 2019, and the 2024 buzzword has now become Parivar. तो किसका कौन परिवार है? क्या मोदी के परिवार में कौन कौन है? लालू जी के परिवार में तो बहुत सारे लोग हैं, तो लालू जी कह रहे हैं कि मोदी जी का परिवार नहीं है, इसलिए मोदी जी परिवार की अहमियत को नहीं समझते हैं और डायनेस्टी पॉलिटिक्स हमें कहते हैं. But has this utterance by Lalu Prasad Yadav, Pallavi seems to have handed an issue right on the platter to the BJP.
I am thinking that why is it that Aman, that every election I think these people make up their mind कि अब हम एक मुद्दा देते हैं बीजेपी को and just give it to them on a platter and so that they can keep on beating us. This was, I mean, I remember I was in office when this bhashan of Lalu Prasad Yadav was going on in Patna. It was at that big rally, and the moment he said it, you know, like we were all stunned, and we realized in the newsroom that okay, this is it. This is that moment.
And this has been said, Pallavi, Lalu when he said it, Rahul, Tejashwi, Akhilesh are on the same stage. So in a way, the dynasty of Indian politics is on display on that stage.
Is very,
yeah, and you at a time then to say, you know, that Mr. Modi has no family, you know, I think in an Indian concept, I may be wrong, but in an Indian concept, when you say that this person has nobody, you know, he is like an orphan. If you call somebody, that person gets instant empathy and sympathy. You know, you feel, okay, he has nobody, we will attach with him. And that is what the BJP is now harping on. You know, if you see the campaign which has started since yesterday, that, okay, Mr. Modi may have no one. You know, he may not have a family, he may not have a child, but the entire country is his family, and we saw BJP leaders attaching Modi ka parivar to their, and I will not be surprised if it becomes a larger public movement and BJP, you know, generates it, that normal people start to say this, and you know, this is something which will be very hard to fight against. You know, how can you go and now say that जो लोग मोदी जी को मोदी का परिवार बता रहे हैं वो सब भक्त हैं? You can't say all that, you know, because that will go against the optics of an election, isn't it?
And I remember in 2004 when Sonia Gandhi again was fighting Vajpayee, and it was a very difficult election because no one thought that it was easy to defeat NDA, and certainly not someone like a Sonia Gandhi. And I remember at one point of time it was Vinay Katiyar who also talked about the fact that ये विधवा है, वो अपने पति को खा गई. Immediately that, you know, builds up an entire resume. Because I remember I was in Raebareli and she was campaigning there, and you know, the women, they all just got round, you know, and they started saying, you know, how can they say this about her?
Indian context, man, you know, this matters.
Yeah. So we don't like these kind of personal attacks. I mean, I know the Congress counter to this is that Rahul Gandhi को भी पप्पू बुलाया गया है. But see, then it's the Congress's fault that they were not able to build a narrative about it and around it and build an empathy for Rahul Gandhi.
And, you know, I also feel that, you know, when it comes to Mr. Modi, you know, already this will add to their campaign against dynasty politics. You know, dynasty politics is something that Mr. Modi made the centerpiece of his campaign since 2014. He said कि 4-5 dynastic parties हैं जिन्होंने कब्जा कर रखा है Indian politics पे. Slowly and now, I think even at the national convention of the BJP, Pallavi, when I saw Amit Shah speaking, he said this India alliance is actually an alliance of dynasty parties. You know, it's SP, RJD, DMK, Congress. They all are working together for the advancement of either their sons, their daughters, their brothers, whoever. You know, they're not working for the advancement of the country. So I think it adds to the BJP's entire, it's a God gift to the BJP, and I think there's no bigger self-goal than this by the India Alliance than this in this election so far.
Therefore, you know, they may come out with another self-goal. It's quite possible. But you know, look at the optics of it. You have a Lalu Prasad Yadav there, his son over there, Akhilesh Yadav over there, then Rahul Gandhi over there.
Yeah.
Apart from what he said, apart from what Lalu Prasad Yadav said, because every time the BJP is going to use these pictures to make the point, look, they're all part of a Parivar, but in a negative way. How their Parivar Vaad has benefited only their Parivar. How my Parivar or lack of it is actually going to benefit the entire country, and that's what the Prime Minister is supposed to be. You know, inclusive, work for everyone, and you don't think about your own interest.
Well, yeah, but in a way, you know, that has always been the picture of Mr. Modi, but the opposition parties have been trying to say that no, we want to dislodge Mr. Modi from power because we want to bring this democratic kind of an alliance together. But who is in this alliance has to be very clearly seen. You know, it's Lalu, as you said, Lalu Prasad Yadav made his wife the chief minister. His son was made the deputy chief minister twice. Now his ambitions to become the chief minister of Bihar. Mulayam Singh Yadav made Akhilesh Yadav the chief minister. Mulayam Singh Yadav was the chief of SP now. Akhilesh Yadav is the chief of the Samajwadi Party. Same way in DMK, Stalin and Udanidhi. You know, it's like the baton passing from the father to the son to the next generation seamlessly. And that is what I think Mr. Modi made a very fine distinction when he spoke in parliament, that, you know, ours is not a dynasty-led party. It's not as Amit Shah or Rajnath Singh, you know, hold a dynasty and their sons or daughters will, you know, become automatically the BJP party presidents or the face of the party. You know, that is a distinction that Mr. Modi tried to very, I think, smartly draw that ours is not a okay. One or Sushma Swaraj's daughter, Bansi Swaraj, may get a ticket. She has to prove her worth. She has to fight. If she wins the election, so be it. It's not as if Bansi Swaraj is straight away becoming the, a senior leader in the BJP or a minister. So I think that is the fine distinction, and this is playing totally into the BJP's hands now. And we see Mr. Modi, in fact, today again in Telangana, harping on the fact that they are targeting me, they are abusing me because they have nothing else against me. There is no corruption taint against me. I have run a fine government. The economy is growing. The GDP figures are looking good. The country is looking up, and so you don't have anything else. So you attack me personally, and personal attacks have never worked against Modi, haven't they?
See, it didn't work against Sonia. It certainly helped her. So I thought a party like a Congress should at least understand that it doesn't help them. I mean, there are other issues you can badger the BJP on, question them on economy, rise,
inflation, unemployment.
You talk about that, I mean, and that is something which is going to be a part of the manifesto as well. Caste census, rising prices, jobs. This domain or the territory they go into is a sure shot, self-goal.
And, I think Rahul Gandhi's Nyaya Yatra, which is going on, he's made unemployment the centerpiece of that Yatra. That's a valid election plank on which you can take on the BJP. That's a concern on the ground. We have also traveled, during the state election recently, and recently I was in UP and speaking to some people who were a bit perturbed by this whole, paper leak which had happened in UP at that time. Many youths came up to me and said, this paper leak has happened, we don't get jobs.
Understood that.
And they cancelled the exam, but unemployment is an issue which still finds some resonance on the ground. But when you go and say things like this, everything gets overshadowed. And now, I won't blame the BJP for making this as they make campaign plan.
Here the opposition parties, particularly the Congress, is accusing the media or others of diverting the issue by focusing on this comment, but you are guilty of it yourself. You are the one who's diverted the entire issue by now talking about this. I mean, there was no need. I didn't even understand Lalu Prasad Yadav's speech where he starts talking about the Hindu rituals, kaise Hindu hai wo. I mean, everyone knows he's almost the poster boy of Hindutva. I mean, you can't question the Prime Minister on that.
Absolutely. And questioning the Prime Minister, saying wo Hindu bhi nahi hai. Who's going to buy this? Like saying in 2019 when Rahul said that there's corruption and Mr. Modi is corrupt. Nobody bought that. Nobody's going to buy it now. A person who's done Pran Pratishthan of the Ram temple, you go and say that he's not even a Hindu. So I think statement was completely bizarre. Very unlike Lalu also. Lalu is a very sharp politician. But to come up with a statement like this, defeats logic. And I think BJP was already in a pole position for 2024 election. This puts it, gives it a potent issue to even, I think strengthen that lead towards that 370. Today, even A. Raja has given a bizarre statement against the Ramayana. He said that I don't believe in Lord Ram. I don't know why the opposition.
No, but see, the thing is in DMK, as far as South, at least in Tamil Nadu, they use this point about, they are atheists, they don't believe in these kind of rituals. So I guess that's the reason he'll justify himself. But it's going to end up hurting the Congress party more.
Hurting the entire India alliance. At a time when Ram Temple has become such a big fervor across the country, and Samajwadi Party is already paying the price for not going to the Ram Temple. They've had their MLAs vote against their own government in the.
Congress lost one leader yesterday. Arjun Motwadia also went precisely citing this whole Ram.
That they didn't want to. Even so far, the Akhilesh Yadav and senior Congress leadership has not gone to Ayodhya. This is something that sooner or later will feature in this election campaign. Also, Mr. Modi will say, okay, you didn't come up Pran Pratishthan, saying we'll go at a date which is suitable. Why haven't you gone so far? It's been over a month since. 1.5 months almost in the Ram Temple is open. None of the senior Congress leaders who were invited, Mallikarjun Kharge, Adhir Ranjan, Sonia Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, have still not gone to the Ram Temple. So I think this is another issue which I feel is waiting to explode in the political campaign sooner or later. But why this happens, and Pallavi is a veteran at covering the Congress party, and she has covered it for so long that she should.
I'm still trying to figure out why Rahul Gandhi is so angry, because every day he's getting more and more angry. So, I mean, yesterday also.
He's an angry young man.
Yeah, angry young man. Yeah, but angry, very, very angry. Rahul Gandhi ko gussa kyun aata? Maybe our next pass circuit.
Yeah, we can do that actually. Why Rahul Gandhi ko? Because we've seen these spurts of anger during the Bharat Jodo. Off late, maybe.
I'm noticing
BJP says this is desperation and frustration which is coming out.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it didn't make sense to attack the media who was standing there. You come to cover him. But anyway, I guess that's Rahul Gandhi.
So the debate is set, I think, for the 2024 elections as of now. मोदी का परिवार में कौन है और मोदी के परिवार में opposition तो clearly नहीं लग रहा है, क्योंकि वो मोदी के परिवार को ही attack कर रहा है. So in a way, PM saying that today that my family is being attacked by the opposition. I think a very emotional, empathetic kind of a pitch, and will this cost the opposition? I think it will. It's already hurting them, it seems like, and we'll be back again with Power Circuit. We are doing it more often now.
The countdown for the dates to be announced has begun. So any day after the 12th.
We feel that the election could be announced, and we plan to do Power Circuit now every twice a week maybe, increase the frequency, and because that is also feedback we got from some viewers. So please join us soon for the next time. Next, hopefully when the dates are announced, we'll be back to analyze what the election schedule will look like. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Aman
you so
Sharma,
much for watching.
Pallavi Ghosh.